So welcome to this tutorial on topic 5, corporate bonds. Here we're going to look at pivot tables. We previously have looked at pivot tables in the context of some things you can do with averages and minimum maximum summation stuff. So now we're going to take a look at it with some of those, but then also with this grouping feature of it. So we're going to look at historical corporate bonds yields data. This is a table with all of the corporate bonds for investment grade bonds for the past 20 or so years, from 1980 to 2000 or to 1999. The different ratings here, and we just kind of want to see how what the yields were on these different bonds throughout time. So we're going to click inside of our data, or we're going to click the whole data. It doesn't really matter, but we're going to insert pivot table, and it automatically goes to the whole amount. Select table, and because I formatted this in 2007 with the format as a table, it knows where the headers are, so it doesn't include those. And I'm going to make it on a new worksheet. Press OK. So here's our pivot table, and as the directions say, we need to drag the year button to the column area and drag the bonds to the data area. So we're going to drag the year button to the column area, which gives us all of the years from 1980 to 1999. And we're going to drag all of these separately into the data or the values area. So now this basically, all this did was rearrange our data. So rather than having it by, the row, or the rows being the years and the columns being the grade, it's just made the rows and the columns other grades. So we don't want this, though. We want it to be averages. So double click each button and choose average. Actually, this should just say you can single click it in 2007. So single click and go to value field settings and click average. Just do this for each one. There's no way around this, I don't think. Alright, so all those say average. So now we see that this didn't do anything right now because we're still sorting by the years, but we're going to do something called grouping. So we want to select 1980 through 1984, I believe. Yeah. And a way to do this is hold down Control and Shift, and it'll jump to the fields that have values in it. So 3, 4, and just go all the way down there. And we're going to go to Options and Group Selection. Okay, and then it's we need to change the name to 1980 through 1984. Okay, and we're going to minimize this by clicking this little arrow. And now we're at 85, so click in row 5 again and go. Sorry, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so group this. And we want this to be 1985 through 1989. And we should have 1990 here, so this will just take a second. 3, 4. And group, and we do 1990 through 1994. Minimize that on our one last one. Group that. We have 1995 through 1999, and we can minimize that. Alright, so now that what that did was it took the average of those 5 years. As you can see here, if we expanded this, it gives you each individual year, but then when we click this minus button, it says between the years 1980 and 1984, the average for all the AAA rating bonds, it yielded 12.92%. So we can, now that we have this, you'll see that not only do we have the year, but we also have year 2, and year 2 is what we had put through there, those averages that we made the groups. So we can unclick, we can either drag out year 1 out of here, or we can just unclick it. And now we have all of the averages, now it's no longer grouped. So that's a way to do that. And I believe that is it.